We hear so much about AI and the future of work, but honestly, that's only half the story. The real conversation we need to be having is about how this massive tech shift isn't just changing what we do, it's changing who we are.
I mean, really think about that for a second. So what do? It's like the first question we ask anyone new, right? Our job becomes this easy shorthand for our entire identity. But what happens when AI starts to change that answer, or maybe even makes it disappear altogether? That's the huge void we're going to be exploring today.
Okay, so the first thing we've got to wrap our heads around is the timeline. This is not some far-off problem for our grandkids to deal with. The analysis is crystal clear. This disruption isn't measured in decades anymore. Nope, it's measured in years. And we're talking about really soon. Forecasts are predicting major disruptions for entry-level white-collar jobs within the next 1 to 5 years. This has officially moved out of the realm of science fiction and into a strategic reality we have to face, like right now.
And this, right here, is the crucial mental shift we all need to make. See, if we keep thinking of this as a future of work problem, we're going to be way too slow to react. But the moment we reframe it as a future of identity problem that's happening today, well, that's when we give ourselves a fighting chance to actually adapt. Because this goes so much deeper than a paycheck. For a lot of us, work is the scaffolding of our entire lives. It gives us a routine, a community, a sense of belonging. So the real crisis here isn't economic, it's existential. It's about what happens when that whole scaffolding just starts to dissolve.
I mean, just look at this statistic from McKinsey. It is absolutely staggering. 70% of us, 7 out of 10, link our sense of purpose directly to our work. That is a massive emotional investment. So when that connection gets threatened, it's way more than just an economic shock. It's a dignity shock.
And this is what it leads to, this quiet internal crisis. When the identity you've built around your work starts to erode, your whole personal story can feel like it's collapsing. And that's a profoundly human challenge that we have to talk about.
Now, while all this technology feels brand new, this feeling of displacement, it's really not. History actually gives us a pretty powerful warning about what happens when huge groups of people feel like their purpose is being erased by innovation.
Just think back to the 19th century. Industrial machines threatened the identity of skilled artisans. Fast forward to today, and AI is threatening the identity of knowledge workers. The technology is worlds apart, obviously, but that core human need that's at risk? Dignity and purpose. It's exactly the same. The tools change, but what we need as people doesn't.
And that's the big takeaway from history right there. Just surviving isn't enough for us. We have this fundamental built-in need for purpose, for a way to contribute, and for some kind of status within our communities. Getting that is key to navigating what's ahead.
So, how do we respond? What do we do? Well, the answer isn't about trying to outthink the machines. It's about leaning into what makes us uniquely human, our incredible ability to adapt. The people who are going to thrive in this new world are the ones who master a specific set of adaptive skills. And these skills, they kind of build on each other. So first, you've got pattern recognition. That's just being able to see the big shifts before everyone else does. But seeing isn't enough, which brings us to pattern utilization. You have to actually act on what you see. And then, at the highest level, you have pattern creation, where you stop defending the old ways and start building the new systems yourself. This metaphor just captures it perfectly. Are you just a performer, playing a role in a system someone else designed? Or are you the artist who's writing the song itself? That shift, from being a performer to a creator, that is where real, irreplaceable human value is going to be. And this brings us to what is, honestly, the most empowering part of this whole thing. The future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we can actually choose to create. We all face this really fundamental choice in how we're going to show up in this new era. So what is that choice? On one hand, you can be a passive recipient. Your worth is defined by a job title, and you basically just manage the life you're given. Or, on the other hand, you can be an active creator. Your worth is defined by your own agency, by what you contribute. And you don't just manage your life, you actively create it. Okay, so how do you actually start making that choice to be a creator? Well, it starts with a simple but really powerful habit called the adaptation loop. This isn't some one-time fix. It's a weekly cycle that's designed to systematically build up your adaptive muscle and give you a real edge. And the process itself is incredibly simple and totally actionable. Every single week, learn one new AI tool. Don't just read about it, apply it to a real task you actually do. Then measure the results. Did it work? Did it save time? And then you just repeat it the next week,
That simple loop is how you turn theory into a skill that actually matters.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't really a story about fear. It's a story about agency. The technology is coming, whether we're ready or not. The only choice we have is how we respond. So the most important question isn't what will the future be, but what are you going to create? So are you ready to start building?